Hi Virgo, happy March. I hope you're doing well. Okay, you have a lot of fire in here. Way too much fire. Okay, I think what's happening too is, I think the conflict here, where there's not fire, actually I think the conflict is fire too. I think you're coming at something too aggressively, because there are tons of wands in here. There are no, well, we've got the Queen of Coins here, so that's grounding. We've got one sword in here. Okay, we're missing cups. We're missing emotion. Okay, but there's a lot of fire. Okay, that can be it can be excess. Before you burn the village down, I think that we've got swords here, the intellect, okay, how we're talking to ourselves, the things we're telling us, and the Queen of Coins, grounded, practical. You've got the Five of Wands, which is, I think you're fighting with yourself inside. You're trying to, you've got your own little war going on in there, okay, and I think that it's trying to ground this into the tangible day-to-day, okay. We're coming in here with the Ace of Wands. That's raw power, right? That's like a whipping power line right there. If you can't harness that, which there's way too much fire in here, you're going to have to do that. I think you're trying to make a change here. You're really standing your ground, not change. I think you're being too, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to get, this is all I want. You're not willing to see anything else. We've got the Hierophant coming in here, okay? That's about traditions, religions, the things that we were raised on, right? Sometimes they're outdated, sometimes we still follow those, but we don't believe in them. I think what you're being asked to do here is really go inside and see if what you're doing, there's a message through here too, that this is, it's a clash of ideas. I think there's a clash of ideas here. Is what you're really pushing so hard for tangible? Is it a daydream? Is it illusional? Is it something that you want so bad that you're trying to will it in? Or is it something that you can ground? I mean, there's only one coin in here, and there's a lot of fire. And we've got the Three of Wands, casting your nets, right? You're trying to do something. You've got the Seven of Wands. Now you're going to fight for it at all costs, okay? Then you've got the Five of Wands over here. Now that's inner fight or a bunch of things coming at you at one time. There's just a lot going on around you. There's a lot of firepower around you, and there's really not much. You're thinking from here, and you're not thinking from here. Make sure that these aren't, make sure that this can actually be grounded, is what I'm going to say. I just think that there's like an obsessive something in here, an obsessive firepower, like you're pushing, no matter what, you're just going to do it. And I don't think that there's much Okay. We've got the Fool card here in the future position, right? What's coming up for you. This card can be a blessing and a curse, okay? With this card, it's stepping outside the boxes that we've created for ourselves or the things that we've been living under, right, for a very long time. Just make sure that you've got a plan in place here, and that, you know, it's nice to have dreams, yes, and I'm not saying that this isn't going to work. I'm just saying there's a lot of fire in here, and there's a lot of cards of really having to fight for things, right? Make sure that what you're doing has a long-term plan, okay? You've got 2 5s in here. The Hierophant is a 5, and you've got the 5 of Wands in here. Those cards come with a warning that you need to look at this again. You need to take a different approach on this. I feel an obsession here. I feel an obsession, kind of just a focal, like you've just got a deadlock on something, and you're just not gonna, you know, like the Fool, like the dog latching on here. It's like you're not letting go no matter what. And I think that we're just missing some components in here. I think that there's way too much fire in here, and I can tell you from experience that this, and these are strong energies too that you're fighting with. You're fighting with 2 parts of yourself in here that you're just not willing to compromise on. You know what I mean? But you're not, oops, sorry, there we go. The Queen of Swords. Okay, she's very my way or the highway, right? You've got the Queen of Coins there, who is very practical, grounded, okay? And you've got the 5 of Swords in the middle, which is a card of conflict, usually inner conflict between, you know, different parts of yourself here. So I think whatever this is that you're pushing so hard towards, you're meeting resistance here. And I think it's because you're really not, there's not enough in here to ground this whatever it is that you're doing. There's way too much force behind it. It's like, it's not balanced. It's not logical. It's more I think it's just a clash of something here, a clash of either, whatever these wands represent. This is not going to be a surprise to you because you're in the thick of it here. You're coming into March with this. So you're trying to, like gangbusters, go towards something here, and nothing is going to break your stride. My concern here is that you've got not a lot to ground it here. Not a lot of thought has gone into it. It's just sheer firepower. You know, it's like putting your foot full throttle on the gas and paying no attention to the bridge is out ahead sign. You're just going for it regardless. And even with the Hierophant sitting here, you know, you've got to find some balance here. If you look at these 2 people, you've got to find some balance here. You know, sometimes, and I'm just going to put this out there because this just came, just remember that if you're running from something, like sometimes that happens, like someone will get married just to leave home, or, you know, do something just to get out of this situation. If that's what you're doing here, be assured that this will, you can't outrun a shadow. So you've got to deal with something at hand. Tame some of this firepower here. Put more thought into it. Make sure that this is not a foolish mistake. Okay, he shows up here in the near future and he sits between all this fire. I don't see anything that would suggest a good, what's balancing this here. I need to clarify this. Let's see what this Fool is doing here. I can just tell you too, with this much firepower coming into March, with all of the really, really strong energy, there is a real, for even the most grounded person, to feel lethargic, to feel out of sorts, to feel like they're kind of like in a frenzy. With this much firepower here, you've got to take a step back and really rethink this, if there even is a plan, right? Being that you've got the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands, they're not gender specific, guys, but they're stronger energies. They're not going to bend like the Knight or the Page would. They're going to, you know, it means to me that you're very stuck in your ways, and it may, let's just see here. Okay. I'm clarifying the Fool in your future position, your coming up position, okay? You've got the Ace of Cups reversed. You've got the Queen of Cups reversed. You've got the Ten of Wands, which is, again, more firepower. And you've got the Justice card here, okay? The Justice card is balance, okay? You're needing balance here. And she's clarifying him. Okay, you need to balance this here. Okay, Ten of Wands. Okay, that's a lot of firepower there. You've got, you've got the Ace and the 10. That's a lot. That's at an intersection where two trains are coming at each other, really. And you've got these two in reverse. So someone's emotions are not where they're supposed to be. And this, and again, you've got, these were the cards that are missing from here. Okay, this is someone who is over-emotional, or a situation that's over-emotional, which means you're not wanting to look at it. You're just going to come at it with the train, right? And you've got the Ace of Cups, which is in reverse. Okay? So you're not wanting to accept or see something. You're just going to push through and burn the village down, really. I want to be happy for you because you're really pushing towards something from here. And being a fire sign myself, I know what this is like. I also know, and I've burnt the village down many times myself, I know that it never works out. So take a step back, look at this again, get on a piece of paper out, get your plan, see the plan, okay? Make sure that it's got long-term sustainability. And make sure that it's really, really what's in your best interest. Okay? The Three of Wands tells me you've already started this. You've cast those nets already, okay? Now there's no 4 in here, which is the stability, right? But you go right to the 5, and there's no 6 in here either. And you go right to the 7. There's no 9. but you go right to the 10. You know what I mean? It's like you're missing things. You're missing the what do they call those things? The you know, the anchors, those buoy things. You're missing those things. Your anchors here. Okay. I think that you have this planned out in your mind. We know that Virgo, and this is not a hit, it's not a hit towards you, right? You need things to be in certain ways, right? And that's the only way you're going to look at it. It's going to be your way. It's going to look like this. It's going to be packaged like this. I'm pretty sure this was one of our daily readings too. Sometimes things don't always come in that neat little box. Sometimes, even with this much firepower, what you're trying to do is not going to it's not going to fit in this box you've got pictured here. It's just not. So again, take March. There's wild energies which may be feeding this fire. So you want to take a step back, find all the missing links here. Okay, we've got the 1, the 5, the 7, and the 10 came up here. Okay. I can see that I know you already know this, and I know you're fighting with yourself, because this shows me that you are. It shows me that you're trying to ground your mind, and you're having, it's not going well. This is conflict right here. Okay. Or these are two people that you're fighting with. You could be doing that too. You could be fighting with two people. But I think you're doing this to yourself. But I don't think that I think you see it, but I don't think you see it. Given that the Queen of Cups came in here clarifying the Fool reversed, that is someone who can be very emotionally unstable in the reverse. It's excess. It's obsessions in the reverse. Okay? You've got the Ace of Cups in reverse. And you've got the 10 of Wands, which is fire, fire, fire. Okay. I'm going to end it at this. It is what it is. I wish I had more positive to say to you. If you choose to continue with this, I can't even see what it's about because there's so much fire in here. There's nothing to show me that it's a business plan, it's a relationship, you're trying to, I think what I get the feel is that you're trying to bust out of something to go towards something else because what you've got is so horrid that you're just trying to bust out of there. That could be it too. You may not have your actual focus on one thing, but you're just trying to bust out of where you are, like gangbusters. That could be it too. Again, coming into March, I mean, your situations are all going to be different, but you may be going from, what did they say, the frying pan into the fire. So be careful that, because we always say, as horrible as something is, but it can always be worse somewhere else, right? So just be careful that you're not going from the frying pan into the fire because, well, you are going into the fire, but I don't know to what degree you're going to get burned here. So just err on the side of caution. I think there's an urgency here, but I think that there's no thought behind it. Not that there's no thought, no disrespect, honestly. I know what that is. I'm a fire sign, remember? I know what that is to really just want something and pay no attention to anything else. But I also know how destructive that can be, you know. Okay. The High Priest, the Hierophant here too, again, that's a card that the fives always come with a warning for reassessment. Try to go within. Try to quiet the mind and really just be open to receiving and stop pushing. Just be open to see what pops in here, okay? All right. Thank you so much. I hope I helped you in some way. I wish I had better news, but just slow down. Just slow down. There's never really a rush. There really isn't, okay? Thank you so much.